This week, a federal appeals court ruled Texas emergency rooms cannot be required to perform life-saving abortions under the Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act. The Biden administration issued that guidance to emergency rooms shortly after Roe v. Wade was overturned, and the state of Texas sued. Eleanor Klibanoff, women's health reporter for the Texas Tribune, joins us to talk about what the ruling means. Eleanor, we thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with the ruling from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. Tell us what it says.
So the ruling basically upholds a federal district judge's ruling that said, that while physicians in emergency rooms in Texas can perform life-saving abortions, as they comply with state law, they cannot be required to perform those abortions under federal regulations. The Biden administration has said that this is just a restating of obligations that already existed before Roe v. Wade was overturned. Texas, has claimed that it was trying to turn emergency rooms into sort of a workaround to the state's ban on abortion. And the federal appeals court sided with Texas.
So do we have reason to believe, or have you heard of cases where Texas women are showing up to emergency rooms, really on the brink of death and then being denied abortions? Is this happening?
Certainly, we've heard many stories like that. The ongoing lawsuit in state court, Zorowski v. Texas, is up to, almost 24 plaintiffs of women who have come forward to say they were delayed or denied, what they say were medically necessary abortions. Just at the end of the year, we had the case of Kate Cox, who went to an emergency room 4 times for a non-viable pregnancy. And her doctors basically said that under state law, there was nothing they could do to help her by performing an abortion.
And so, again, we're still waiting on some guidance in that case, right? The Zorowski versus Texas, the first one you mentioned, still waiting on a ruling on that.
We're still waiting on a ruling from that. The Supreme Court in the Kate Cox case sort of tipped their hand and said that they think the Texas Medical Board should be issuing more guidance. The Texas Medical Board has said they would like to see the Supreme Court issue their ruling in Zorowski v. Texas first. So we are at a bit of a standstill in terms of getting doctors the guidance that they say they need.
Ashley, thanks for that. Now, according to the latest data from the state, 40 abortions were performed at Texas hospitals from January to August of 2023. The data lists a medical emergency or preserving the health of the patient as the reason for all of those abortions.